If you're watching this, chances are you've been feeling something isn't quite right in your relationship. It's okay, we've all been there. Relationships have their ups and downs, but sometimes they reach a point where things just don't click anymore. Today, we're going to talk about 5 signs that could indicate your relationship has reached its end. You know how it feels when you're not on the same page with someone. Maybe you've noticed a growing distance, a lack of communication, or a constant feeling of frustration. These signs might be telling you that your relationship is facing some serious challenges. It's important to recognize these signals early on to make informed decisions about the future of your relationship. In any relationship, communication is essential, but it can be difficult when it begins to fall short. It may be a sign of trouble if you find yourself fighting all the time with no end in sight, or you think your spouse isn't paying attention. We'll look at typical indicators like this in this video, which may mean it's time to evaluate the status of your relationship. Recall the first step in making decisions that are best for you is recognizing these indicators. Number 1, broken promises. Faithfulness in promises strengthens trust. Numbers, the 30th chapter, the 2nd verse. You are navigating a world of broken expectations and unfulfilled commitments when it comes to broken promises. The trust that was the cornerstone of your relationship is being undermined by every broken vow, which weighs significantly on your shoulders. A feeling of disappointment seeps in as you watch one promise after another break, casting doubt on the dependability that was once the foundation of your partnership. You begin to doubt the fundamental nature of the relationship you once held dear as a result of the frequent breaches which foster an atmosphere of uncertainty. In the end, broken promises leaving you dealing with the fallout and trying to figure out how to put what has been shattered back together. Number 2, loss of respect. Respect is the foundation of love. Ephesians 5:33. When disrespect manifests itself repeatedly in a relationship, you must consider the possibility that you're losing respect for your partner. It is critical to assess if the relationship's foundation can survive without this vital component. Think about how the mutual respect that is the foundation of any healthy relationship could be undermined by persistent disrespect. Evaluating the continued existence of the relationship when there is an ongoing disrespect becomes essential to your emotional health. In the end, understanding how disrespect affects the relationship's level of respect is essential for making wise decisions regarding its future. Number 3, avoidance. Matthew, the 18th chapter and the 15th verse. If your brother or sister sins, go and point out their fault just between the two of you. If you routinely ignore disagreements and avoidance becomes a common social pattern, it could be an indication that you are reluctant to face the difficulties necessary for your own and your relationship's development. Ignoring a conflict may provide short-term relief, but it frequently prevents the possibility of a positive resolution and mutual understanding. Avoiding conflict could inadvertently impede both the development of your relationship and the improvement of your relationships. As a brave first step toward encouraging change and building a stronger, more resilient foundation for your relationship, think about confronting conflicts head on. A crucial component of personal and interpersonal evaluation is accepting obstacles rather than running away from them. Number 4, unshared values. Walking together requires agreement on fundamental values. Amos, the 3rd chapter and the 3rd verse. When it comes to the world of unspoken values, your values serve as the compass for each of you. An obvious divide appears when these core beliefs begin to diverge, suggesting that the path may be approaching a fork in the road. As you progress through the complex terrain of opposing viewpoints, the gap between your point of view becomes larger. There's an apparent tension in the air as the once harmonious bond strains under the weight of incompatible values. In the end, this difference in basic principles becomes a significant marker that could mean the end of the journey you two once took together. Number 5. Emotional distance. Matthew, the 19th chapter and the 6th verse. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let not man separate. You may feel that there is a growing distance between your hearts when you are experiencing emotional distance, which calls for a reflection. Pause to assess the dedication of your relationship and consider whether the goal of the partnership has been achieved. Think about the causes of the emotional distance and look into ways to heal the emotional gap that has formed as you make your way through this emotional landscape. Is critical to pay attention to the cues that suggest you should evaluate the status of your relationship. In the end, comprehending the structure of emotional distance could guide you in the direction of reconnection or in understanding that your relationship is naturally evolving. I appreciate you coming to discuss the clear signs that your relationship may have reached its end. Although ending a relationship can be difficult, doing it with courage is an act of strength. I greatly appreciate your participation in the comments section and your subscriptions. Please share any experiences you like to share, or if the content inspired you in the comments section below, you can add that as well. I value your opinion and hope to interact with you again in upcoming videos. May you have peace while you manage the complex details of relationships, and never forget that the path is unique that you walk and significant. Be blessed.